Good evening, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. We have made it to the weekend, and we've got a little bit of Seahawks news, so I'm going to break up my flow of defensive end videos today with this news video. There will be one more defensive end video coming out later tonight, about 9 o'clock. A little bit later than I usually upload, but so be it. Okay, so we got to talk a little bit about some Seahawks news. We learned two things earlier today, and they're both worth covering. First, Julian Love, we learned more about his contract. 2 years, $12 million, we knew that. About $6 million of it is guaranteed, and there is a $4.82 million signing bonus. So the most important information, first of all, the 2023 cap hit. The 2023 cap hit is going to be $3.9 million. Yesterday, I said it was going to be about 4, so very close. A little bit less, which is, hey, better. And then the 2024 cap hit is going to be 8.1, so more than double. So, in a perfect world, Julian Love plays slot corner and a little bit of safety during 3 safety sets for the Seahawks this year, is worth the $4 million, and then in 2024 becomes maybe a full-time starter at safety. I imagine that's probably the plan here, and if that's the case, then he's definitely going to be worth this money. So $3.9 million, perfectly solid. Jump on over to Spotrac here. Let's zoom in a little bit. You can also see that there is an easy out after 1 year. That 2024 cap hit, $8.1 million, is maybe a little bit high. I don't know. I think this player is pretty good. But if he maybe doesn't play well in 2023, or you decide you want to go another way, check it out. Dead cap hit is a mere $2.4 million. So if things don't work out in 2023, then you can release him and only owe him $2.4 million. You're saving a little less than $6 million against the cap. If you do that, that is on the table. So once again, and I've talked about this kind of thing before with the Seahawks, they're not using void years, but they're using easily exitable contracts as like a void year surrogate, where they can say, okay, we're going to give you this 1 year. We're going to give you the $3.9 million cap hit in 2023. And if things don't go great, or we decide we want to go in a different direction, we can release you. And it'll basically amount to a 1 year, $6.3 million contract. And there's a void year hit of $2.4 million in 2024. So, again, they're not doing void years, but this is very similar to the same effect. The flip side of that is, if the player is good, you hedge your bet. You get to keep that player. So in some ways, this actually works out fairly well as like a surrogate void year deal. Okay, so with that being said, now that we know exactly what Julian Love's first year cap hit is going to be, we now know exactly where our cap space sits at the moment, $8.2 million approximately. So we've got a few players that are going to get trimmed because we currently have like 56 players under contract. And you guys know about the rookie pool cap hit. I've talked about this stuff before. You guys know about the future cuts. You guys know about the practice squad hit. As of right now, if we don't do anything else in free agency, if all we do is draft at our current selections, which obviously we won't do, but if all we do is draft at our current selections, cut the expected players, and pick up a practice squad, you're going to be left at $2 million, just under $2 million over the cap. By the way, we also need a long snapper, but that salary is going to get canceled out by the guy you cut to make room for the long snapper. So work needs to be done still. Not a ton, but some, and you're going to have to do a lot of work if you want to bring back Bobby Wagner, or if you want to bring in Matt Ioannidis, or whoever. So that's news number one. I'd say that's pretty good news. A 2-year, $12 million deal with this easy of an out and with this low of a cap hit in the first year is pretty agreeable to me. Okay, so there's another piece of news, and this one's a little more sad. Marquise Goodwin is gone. He has gone to the Cleveland Browns. He is signing a 1-year deal over there. So Cleveland adds another wide receiver, and Seattle is down a wide receiver. So we need to do something here, I think. I think we need to do something with the wide receiver spot. We don't need a great player, but we need a veteran who I feel like we can reasonably rely on. We need somebody who I look at and can go, I feel like if he has to play, he will at least be functional. We can get a rookie receiver, of course. We can draft a rookie all day. But even if it's a guy like a JSN, who I do think right now is the best receiver in this draft, even though I'm not crazy about him, I do think he's the best receiver in this class. What are you going to get out of them as a rookie? It's really hard to know. I want somebody I can rely on because of how thin we are after Metcalf and Lockett. So you take a look at the list of free agents out there on Spotrac right now. There are some veteran names out there that you can rely on to at least be moderately productive. Guys like Marvin Jones, Robbie Anderson is still out there, or Chosen Anderson, or whatever. There are guys like Jarvis Landry. He's still floating around out there. Olamide Zaccheaus is actually relatively young and had a decent year last year. You got Sammy Watkins. There are a lot of options out there, and I'm not going to be overly picky about which one you choose here. But I feel like you need one more veteran receiver, because I'm just looking at the receiver depth chart for the Seahawks right now, and I'm not seeing anything that I feel comfortable with after the top two. And in this NFL, that's a problem. I don't know what's going on with Eskridge. I don't know if we've given up on him, but we're not going to cut him just because. But I don't expect anything from him. I don't expect any production from him, even if we did bring him back. And I know a lot of people like Derek Young. I like Derek Young too, but that's a guy who should be a bonus. Like, you're going to have him there, and if he doesn't produce, then it's okay because you've got enough good players in front of him. But if he does produce, awesome. It's like a bonus. So I feel the same way about Cade Johnson. He hasn't done enough for me to feel really comfortable with that. Because you put all that together, and basically you have a group of receivers that you have two guys you can rely on and a bunch of guys who may be varying levels of interesting, but ultimately are not good enough. So I want to bring in somebody on this list. I don't really care that much who it is. Plenty of them have had histories of productivity in the NFL. Like, I know I don't want Odell. I don't want Odell because he's already basically said he intimated he wanted at least $5 million, probably more. And we can't afford that, and I don't think he's going to be worth $5 million plus anyway. So you can try to go get one of these older guys like a T.Y. Hilton. You can try to go get one of these younger guys who's still dangling around out there. Like I said, Olamide Zaccheaus would be very interesting to me. Randall Cobb even. To me, Randall Cobb is probably well past his really productive days, but in the slot for a year for a very low salary, sure. But to me, this has become kind of one of the priorities here. Yes, you can add a receiver through the draft if you want to, but even if it's like a really good receiver, even if it is JSN in the first round, or even if it is Quentin Johnston in the first round, or whatever receiver you care to name, what are they going to be doing as a rookie? It's not the end of the world, granted, because a lot of rookie receivers these days do play well as rookies, but I want another veteran presence in this receiver core. Would have loved to bring back Goodwin, but now it's not happening. He is off to Cleveland. Got to find somebody else. All right, see you guys later. Go Hawks. I will be streaming Resident Evil 4 more tonight. I am playing hardcore, which, it's a trip so far. We're having a great time, I think. So I hope to see you guys there tonight over on Twitch. Should be going live around 7:15. And, another video coming out tonight at 9.